Obviously, AJ wouldn't be in the rotation. If Strasburg was healthy, what can you tell us on Strassi now?
Strauss threw a bullpen in Chicago, a successful bullpen, 40 pitches or so. He's going to progress to a simulated game soon, and if it all goes well, he'll go on a rehab start. And if it all goes well, he'll be back in the rotation.
So if everything's on schedule, what are you thinking? 2 weeks?
Yeah, I would say that's
too early.
I think that's a reasonable timeline.
Here's a question,
but I hate giving timelines because
you just never know.
Things change and that type of thing, and you give the expectations to the player, to the team, to the fan base, and then you have to push it back a little bit. So
right.
The good thing is that he's throwing the ball well. He's throwing the ball free and easy, and there's no pain. And now it's just ramping him back up to get some. To get some pitches under his belt so he can perform.
But
are you doing this? Are you doing this because you have the luxury of time? In other words, if we were in a pennant race here and you were grinding, you're a half game up or something, would he be taking his turn?
Yes, he would be taking it. He is able to pitch in games. We're just being cautious with him. He's had the Tommy John. He's had the scope. He's had an elbow scope in the past. So we're maintaining it. The same thing we did with Max. We shut Max down after he walked off, and then we pushed him back, missed the start because and he was chomping at the bit to start. But it was just prudent to give him a little time because we've earned the right to do that with the league.
It's a luxury.
With all the money that is spent as an organization on everything, including travel, can't you have his own personal pillow come with him on these road trips?
Max, he needs one. He's gonna sleep.
He needs a My Pillow. He needs to talk to Chad Dukes.
Right.
Get a deal set up.
We're not staying in some motel.
I told the guys. I told the guys
places.
We stay at a very nice spot. Every year we would go to the Borgata for our poker open, and I have to bring my own pillow because they have big fat pillows. I mean, sometimes those are nice,
but it's not a recurring issue. It happened one time. He's going to be fine.
I'm just saying. I heard Dusty say that when he was playing, he would bring in a bedboard, or he requested a bedboard.
Here, I'm fascinated.
Dusty has stories, right?
He's got some stories.
He's got a story for everything.
By the way, is Dusty okay? So yesterday, and they made a mention of this, like when there was that fan interference there. It looked like he was struggling to walk up the steps or something. Did he hurt his ankle or his knee?
No, it was he tweaked his knee a little bit. It's a reoccurring thing for Dusty, and
so every once in a while
he's had surgeries on it. So every so often it inflames a little bit, and he was limping around pretty good yesterday, but he'll be fine.
I'm always fascinated by the Strauss thing, and I've talked to you about this before about how you monitor. And I think the most you guys sounded or whatever, and you guys. How clear is that imaging, and how you know what I mean? Like, what does that actually tell you? And what are you looking at when you see those things?
Well, it shows the inner workings of the arm. It's it shows the tendons and the ligaments and
you have a bunch of images and baseline images, and you're constantly checking.
Exactly. We compare the recent to the past, and we have a good timeline of all of our pitchers. When we draft a pitcher, they immediately, when they get into the organization, we give them baseline films. Every pitcher that we have, baseline films for going forward in case there's something that we can compare this to when we drafted them. And Strauss has, obviously the guys who've pitched a while, Strauss, Scherzer, Gio, they have a number of these things that we can go back to.
And they do this throughout the season. Like if a guy's having periodic, do you automatically do it, or only when they're having issues?
It's not a monthly thing or a bi-monthly thing. It's when there's something arises, we usually.
And you have that stuff right there.
You guys taken MRIs. They're not pleasant to do.
No,
it has to be something where we feel that it's necessary and it's needed. It doesn't have to be an injury. But if we think that it's we see something or
little tenderness or something,
or there's these guys go through there's strength regimen that they have to go through. They have to pass these monthly tests in the weight room of strength and flexibility. And if they're down a little bit in the bicep area, we may get a film of that.
And then are they
deductibles involved? I'm saying this kind of facetiously, but does every time Strasburg get an MRI, does he got to pay $30?
Don't you have your own machine here? Or no,
we don't have an MRI machine in the clubhouse. We do have an X-ray machine and an X-ray tech in the clubhouse, at all times, but not an MRI machine.
So we
haven't gotten to that. We haven't got to that yet.
Right. Okay, it's fascinating.
By the way, nice job on the bullpen. All right, that looks like it's
Thank you.
working out.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Kinsler has been the 7 guy, and then Madsen 8, and then Doolittle's been great. So props there.
Well, somebody referred to it, and I've never heard of it this way, and I'm sure it's old school baseball, and everybody knows. I'm just stupid. But so you have like your up bullpen and your down bullpen, right?
Mm-hmm.
The up bullpen's killing it. The down bullpen, maybe not so much.
But you have, Davy Johnson used to call it his A and B bullpen. You know,
Right.
when you've got a lead, you go with your A. When you're trailing and you're trying to keep it close, you go with your B. That's usually the case. Usually your A bullpen is the 2 or 3 guys, and then your B and their B bullpen is usually pitching in situations that are less feasible to keep things together. You know, they come in with men on base. There's always traffic. They're always the first line of defense. Like in last night's game, you come in and you're down 2 or 3 runs already, and you're just trying to hold the ship.